Let's bring in Potomac Wealth Advisors founder and president Mark Avallone. Mark, good to see you. We're watching Beijing and the state dinner underway. Xi Jinping is at the podium still, introducing the U.S. delegation. What's your reaction to all of this?
Well, I think it's going to be good for business. I think that's one of the reasons the president's there, but he's really hoping it's going to be great for America. This is a very, very important relationship. He's calling it the G2, and for good reasons. He brings these CEOs there not because he's expecting bad news. That's why you saw the market respond favorably yesterday. Look, this is an opportunity for American business to solidify and deepen their relationships. Thus far, President Xi has signaled that he's open to that, and you're going to see companies like Boeing, like NVIDIA, like Apple, the ones he brought in are the ones that will really benefit from a solid U.S.-China relationship, come out of this summit in a much, much better position.
But you've got more than a dozen American business leaders there accompanying the president. We're watching pictures of Elon Musk and Jensen Huang sitting at that dinner, along with Pete Hegseth and Jameson Greer. Mark, what are your expectations in terms of what the U.S. could get from China? I understand what China wants. It wants those chips, and Jensen Huang wants to send those chips. But what does the U.S. want?
Well, I think right now the biggest thing we could get from China is help opening up the Straits of Hormuz. That may not have been on the table 6 months ago when the back-channel conversations for this summit happened. But right now, if we can get China to work with Iran to open up the Straits, the president gets a huge win. What he gives up for that is unknown. We don't know that. But this whole economy right now, even the midterm elections, I think come down to oil prices. Filling up an SUV tank is now approaching $100. That's a huge psychological mark. China does depend more on Iranian oil, so they actually have their own benefit to opening up the Straits. But politically here, much more than our economics can handle it more. We produce more. But politically here, it is crucial that we get that oil price down, or else the American consumers are going to get very disappointed, agitated every week when they fill up. So that's the number one thing, in my opinion, the president can leave with. The business opportunities will be great. They'll be measurable. I'm very optimistic these CEOs did not go there to leave empty-handed, but the Straits of Hormuz is the big issue the president would like to hammer out.
Yeah, and we've got some headlines out of Xi Jinping's comments right here at the podium. And he just said that the rejuvenation of China and make America great again can go hand in hand. Xi Jinping just said at the state banquet for Trump, this is a historic visit. Xi Jinping just said, of course, we've got some history being made in the U.S. as well, with Kevin Warsh being confirmed yesterday. Does that change anything for you in terms of what the Fed does?
I think he's going to add a lot of discipline. He will be aggressive. If their need comes to cut rates, I think he'll be a little more likely to do so than Chair Powell was, especially given that Chair Powell had led to some big inflation. Remember, under Powell, we had hyperinflation. So then to cut rates aggressively, it just wasn't in his DNA anymore. Didn't want to get beat up twice on that. So I think Warsh is going to be more measured. He comes in with a clean slate. I don't think he's going to be a puppet of the White House. I think he's going to lead the Fed in a traditional manner that will be beneficial for markets.
All right, Mark, great to get your take. Thank you, Mark Avallone.